What's going on today, guys? Welcome to our first Bears Den Powwow. So I've kind of talked about this in videos before about, what we'll be talking about, some topics that might be a little bit more harder to talk about or hear in general. But today we're going to start off easy. We're going to go over pets. So, obviously it's no secret. I have pets myself. I have 2 cats and a dog. And yeah, they are stubborn animals, but we love them all to death. So with that being said, if you guys have any topics that you would like to hear from in the future, please, by all means, let me know. I will definitely go over them if they get likes, as long as they're respectful, and nothing inappropriate. But so to start it off, we're just going to talk about pets in general. I'm going to tell you guys a story about an old pet that I used to have that unfortunately unfairly got taken from me. And then we're just going to go over a lot of stuff. So I guess first off is, the cost of a pet. So when you guys are looking at getting pets or wanting to obtain responsibility for a pet, oh, and I'm so sorry. I also have a wow. I have a prawn as a pet as well. But essentially with costs. So when it comes down to costs, right? With our pets, I'd say we typically spend, cats are pretty easy maintenance. Now that we've got the dog, I'd say about $200 to $300 a month for everything together, which really in the grand scheme is not all that bad. Now, of course, this cost is going to differentiate between whether or not you have animals that need certain dietary assistance, any kind of, medication, anything like that that may raise or bump that price. My recommendation is really go over your finances if you're dictating getting a pet. Now, obviously, different pets have different costs. Like, for example, our prawn, we've had him for almost, I'm going to say about a month, and we've only spent about $5 on him. Just because the food from PetSmart is cheap for them. When it comes to like a dog or a cat, really take into a look at your finances because it may shock you. I mean, yeah, we only pay $300, $400, maybe in the maximum higher area a month for our animals. But, you've really got to take into consideration how lucky are you going to be when it comes to an animal that is, like I said, has dietary restrictions, has maybe a defect, anything like that, or just needs medical attention pretty often. So, it's really up to you guys in the end whether you want a pet, but just take the cost into consideration. Set some money off to the side for emergencies. There's some apps out there now that have pet insurance that you pay like a monthly fee, and you can get this pet insurance. It's really great. I think they cover up to like 50,000. Not 50,000. I do apologize. Don't quote me on this. I don't know for sure. I believe it's around 10,000 actually. I don't know. But it's pretty decent. It's like $30 a month. So, we don't have that for our pets, obviously, because we've been fortunate enough our pets don't have many issues. We'll see how that comes into fruition with the new dog that we have, Bear. Which, if you guys did not know, we just got a new dog. His name is Barry. He's a German Shepherd. And we literally just got him 2 days ago. And so, go check out the videos before this. If you go to the playlist on the vlogs, you'll see it. Responsibilities. So, being responsible, I guess there's kind of a few ways you can look at it. Yeah, you can be responsible as in you can do the bare minimum, or you can be responsible as go above and beyond. Now, of course, it really depends on the type of person you are. We try and go above and beyond with our animals. Um, we I guess a good example would be, if you're going to take care of animals, really take care of them. Let them feel at home, because there's so many animals out there that do get thrown out on the streets and they don't have it good. And so that's why if you have a pet, treat them like your family. Um, I can understand where you may not be as close to some pets because they may belong to others, but if you yourself have a pet that is yours, that you bought, you get stuff for, take care of it. Treat it like it's like a family member. Honestly, that's really what I could say. Our animals are our babies. They are essentially like our children. So they are a lot of responsibility. Be prepared to, I guess the responsibility and the cost kind of go hand in hand. Just be prepared to really get into it with them when it comes to responsibility, because you not only do you got for cats, for example, you got to change the litter box, you got to make sure they're fed. We have auto waterers and feeders, which is a pretty good thing to have for cats. I don't know so much about dogs. I know they have some for dogs, but I haven't heard of any really good ones. But for bear, we're still getting stuff for them, but we at the moment wanted to test him on food. So instead of getting a big bag of food, we just kind of got a little small bag that's this big, and it lasts him probably, he's already, I think we give him a full bowl, like a big bowl of food a day. And that one little bag was like $14. So, and his, I think will be out probably day after tomorrow or something, but it's not expensive. Test the foods on your animals. It's a lot better in the long run. And also, yes, I do have a little cheat sheet here. I do apologize. And as time goes, we will get better. We'll get better at these powwows. I promise. I'm doing my best. Now, going on to the next topic, other question is are you ready for a pet? Which kind of goes into the responsibility. If you don't really have a good grasp on yourself as a person, or I guess I can't say that. I would say if you can't afford yourself, you can't take care of yourself, you shouldn't be taking care of a pet. Now, obviously, there are people who need animals to help them cope and stuff like that, and I can see that and I can understand that. I myself have that issue. I have PTSD, and so having animals around really helps. But make sure that you yourself are in a decent mindset. Make sure you are capable of taking care of these animals. I guess the way I look at it is if you get a dog and you are paying, if you expect to pay $150 a month for that dog, for food, treats, toys, double it, because chances are it's going to probably be more. If you're not ready for a pet, or if you're not fully into it for a pet, don't do it. It's a lot of responsibility, especially if you're not ready. If you're kind of on the fence about it, I still wouldn't recommend doing it, because having a pet is a lot of responsibility. I will tell you that now. And we have 4 technically. We have 3, but if you include the prawn. So, all right. Why do we have pets? So I'll give you kind of a little history, because this is going to tie into some of the other topic. So my history on pets was when I was younger, I had a dog when we lived on a farm up in Tennessee. I had a dog named Jack. He was a little Russell mix. He wasn't small, but he was like medium size. An amazing dog. He knew all the commands. He was a very well-trained dog. When I would go to the bus stop, I would walk down this big hill in our neighborhood. We were out in the middle of nowhere, mind you. There was only 4 houses in this little area in the middle of nowhere. And everybody knew each other, of course. I would walk down the hill to get on the bus, and Jack would always follow me down the hill. Well, after a few months of that happening, unfortunately, Jack followed the bus too far. He came and waited for me at the bus stop one day, and actually ran into traffic and a truck hit him, which was unfortunate. It was a sad day, and I miss him. I won't lie to you. I really miss him. He was an amazing little dog. But after that happened, we moved up to, we didn't move because of that. My dad, he worked for the government and stuff like that. So we had to move a lot. And so, military family, we moved up to Huntsville, lived up there, and we got another dog. His name was Baxter. He was a poodle schnauzer mix, a bigger dog. Like, he was pretty decent sized, but he was very aggressive. He would like to bite my mom. He drew blood, and after about 3 months of that, we decided it was just too much for us, and unfortunately we had to give him to the adoption center. We had even had him trained, or at least we thought. We paid hundreds of dollars to have him trained properly, and he still was aggressive. So for the people out there who say we gave up on him, we really tried. We did everything. We spent almost $1,000 just alone in training and stuff for him to hopefully get that anger out, and just didn't work out. But after that, we got a little dog, a little Yorkie. Her name was Marley. She was a very nice little dog. She was pretty young when we got her. We had her for about 5 years until we got Rosie, which is the black and white cat. She is fat now. She is a huge cat. She was kind of like my cat. She got really close to me and that kind of stuff. And so, I became really close with her. And I wasn't really as close with Marley because Marley was kind of my dad's dog. But unfortunately with Marley, she had passed away by walking into our pool when she got older, and she was blind. She couldn't see as well. Not fully blind, but pretty blind. And she had fallen into the pool and unfortunately passed away. It was also very cold that night, and so that didn't help either. She was also very old. So after Marley, we only had Rosie left. And Rosie is a great cat. She is stubborn as all get out. And, I went off to college. And so that's kind of a rundown of the pet history. And now, when I went into freshman year of college, this is kind of what I wanted to get into a story about with, we'll set that aside for a minute. But that's our rundown of up to college. We'll go over a couple of other topics I wanted to go over. So what and who are our pets? Well, we have 2 cats, like I said. One is Eris and one is Estrella. Eris is a black cat with a little bit of white. And then Estrella is a, is it calico? The one with the multicolors, kind of looks like a little tiger. I don't know where she is, but she's hiding somewhere. Eris is up on the dresser. They're both about just a little under a year old, I would say. I would say about 8 months, 9 months. So they're getting up there. We got them when they were just itty bitty. We got them when they were just a month old. I wouldn't even say a month. Hold on. Yeah, I wouldn't even say a month. I apologize about that. I thought I heard Bear get into something. But yeah, they were very cute. I'll actually post a short on the channel that actually showed them when they were really young, and then I'll show another one of the update and how big they are, so you guys can kind of check that out. Or I'll just post them both as just a big video on the channel, just so you guys can see it. So keep an eye out for that. Either or will work. And then of course we got Bear. Bear apparently is a rescue from us, like by us. We rescued him. We were told by this couple that brought him into PetSmart, and by the way, my fiance works at PetSmart. My fiance works at PetSmart, so that's how we get all the deals. And by the way, that's another thing. Take advantage of the deals for pets. my fiance, she gets about 50% off on some brands, and that's how we can afford a lot of this. But as I was saying, he apparently was found in a neighborhood roaming around, and this couple supposedly found him, took him in. I swear that dog. Took him in, and then when they brought them to the PetSmart, my fiance messaged me the other day and was like, hey, can we get a dog? And I'm like, I don't know, because we're looking at getting a bigger place right now. But they were going to take him to the pound if we did not. So, and I didn't want that happening, and so therefore we now have Bear. I personally think the people who were saying that they found him were actually not the ones who found him. I think those were his owners, and they just didn't want to keep him. But that's kind of the story of our little animals. Not really much of a story with Eris and Estrella. I mean, Eris and Estrella, we kind of got them at separate times, but around the same time. So, just your typical adoption stuff with them. No major things. And like, how do we afford these pets? Well, again, my fiance works at PetSmart. She's a manager there, and so she gets 50% off. She gets 15% off on just about everything, but 50% off certain brands. So she does get a lot of cost benefits to that, and so that's how we can afford our pets. It's going to be different for everybody around, but that's kind of how we do it. So we're going to go ahead and kind of finish this powwow about pets. I'm so sorry. I heard something crash, so I had to go make sure. I'm going to be doing a lot of editing this video. But so essentially when I came to college, I met this girl. We had dated for a few months. She and I decided, well, she wanted to get a dog, and at her house. And so, because I was in a dorm, of course, we can't have a dog in the dorm. And I was sharing a room with a blind roommate as well. And so, just circumstances didn't really dictate that. And I was I really wanted a dog, my own dog. And so, we found this dog. It was a Malinois mix, kind of medium-sized dog. She was an outstanding dog. But she essentially was my dog, because of how close I was with her, and my ex was kind of crazy, I should say. a little crazy. We got into a pretty bad fight, decided to call it off. Long story short, she essentially, instead of talking to me about it, I guess essentially got rid of Buddy, which was the name of the dog, Buddy. And so, that really hurt me, because Buddy and I really got along. And so it's been really hard for me to get really close to another animal. And I'm so sorry if you guys just heard that. That's our little sprayer up there. It's harder for me to get close to another animal like that, how I did with Buddy, because she was such a good dog, very well trained. Unfortunately, as hard as I looked, I couldn't find her. So I was pretty upset about that, and that was the end of that story. But there's a lot of hurt that comes with pets, and that's something else I want to let you guys know is, we think of our little furry friends as, they're going to be here forever, and they're going to be by our side no matter what. But unfortunately, circumstances happen out of our control, and it can be really sad. And so I'm going to say, if you are not ready for a hardcore pet, like dog, cat, anything that you're going to have to walk, care for on a daily basis that can't care for itself, be 100% sure that not only are you financially ready, are you mentally ready, and emotionally ready. And there's a big difference between that. Emotionally ready means, are you going to be able to give that animal an emotional connection? And if you do give that animal an emotional connection, are you going to be okay mentally if something happened to that animal? So yeah, I appreciate you guys sitting and listening. I know this was kind of a little bit of a longer video, but these powwows are typically going to be about 20 minutes, maybe a little less. I'm really glad I got to go over this. I really like doing these powwows with you. And if you guys want me to cover anything, or, you know, I will post on Twitter, which the link will be down in the description. I post on Twitter about 3 or 4 times a day. If you guys have ever any comments or suggestions on the topics, I will announce what the topic is on the Twitter a few days beforehand. Powwows will essentially be every Saturday. And then once we figure out the topic, I will then post a poll, and then we will get the most listed subtopics of that topic, and we'll discuss them on the channel. I have been asked whether or not I am a streamer or I'm a gamer, and yes, I am. But we're not going to get into that until this channel starts growing a bit, because I really just want to focus on the vlog aspect of it and the social aspect of it. But, you know, we gained, just last night or this morning, we gained 7 or 8 followers. And, you know, it's because of you guys that makes me enjoy doing this, doing videos for you guys, giving you entertainment. You know I'm a little bland. I know my videos may be a little boring, and that's only because, you know, I'm new to this. I'm still getting into the hang of it. I'm getting into that mindset. But yeah, so we got a long journey to go, and I look forward to doing it with you guys. Again, just to sum up this whole conversation, don't get a pet if you're not ready for it. A lot of money, a lot of heartache, but if you do get it, it's not all bad. It is mostly amazing. You will have a lot of great memories. You'll have a best friend for life. And, you know, it's always comforting, too, when you have down days, to have a little furry buddy next to you. Okay. I'm so sorry about that. But, if you guys have any questions, comments, or concerns, go ahead and leave it down in the comments. Go ahead and hit that like button. Go ahead and follow me on Twitter. I don't have an Instagram yet. I'm debating on it. If you guys want me to create an Instagram for this channel, go ahead and tell me in the comments. If I get a lot of comments saying yes, chances are we'll do it. But let's grow that Twitter up, because that's where you guys can contact me live and essentially all day, every day. I will be on Twitter. So, you know, go ahead and follow that link down in the description. And thank you guys so much for the powwow. I'm going to stop going over the same concept, and I will see you guys in the next video. Thank you guys. Be you, do you, and have a good day. It's Saturday. Tomorrow's Sunday. It's the weekend. Go have some fun. See you guys later.